Hi there, my name is Simon. Welcome to the Panic Brothers channel. If you're not here from streams, you've probably not seen my face that often. I couldn't even afford the star. And I'm on a team of 3, which means I can't lose. There's no way I'm losing. Why you suck? Both of you suck it up there. Go, guys! You're either here probably from Josue's Instagram, Josue's TikToks.
Yo, I like live action anime.
Josue's YouTube videos. He's done a lot, but that changes today. I'm trying to get more, up to date with uploading here on YouTube. If there's anything you guys need to know about me, is that I stream, like I mentioned before. Please follow us on twitch.tv/panicbrothers. The other thing you need to know about me is I'm a massive Zelda fan. I haven't done enough Zelda content on this channel. As a fan, I feel kind of ashamed that I'm not really doing my part for the Zelda community. If you're familiar with the Zelda franchise, you would know it's about a young elf boy named Link who goes after a gigantic pig monster who sometimes becomes a desert man to save the princess Zelda. Easy enough plot to follow. And if you were even more of a fan of Zelda, you would know that a lot of the time, those stories and games have dungeons and temples involved in them. The deeper you get into dungeons and temples, the closer you get to fighting the giant pig monster / giant bat person / skull kid / desert man. The list goes on and on. Dungeons and temples make and break Zelda games. I really do believe that. I'm looking at you, Spirit Tracks. Funny enough, I did make a video a long time ago about Spirit Tracks. It's on the channel, actually. It's pretty old. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you want to hear my honest take on Spirit Tracks, click that video. Really kind of useless in her role. However, from the moment she loses her body to the moment she lays down the final hit with Link, she becomes a strong, independent character who shows signs of courage, wisdom, and power. Please be kind to me. I worked hard on this a couple years ago. Anyway, like I said, dungeons and temples make or break Zelda games. Now, I'm not here to review dungeons. I could do that. I mean, everyone's done this tier list online you can look at for days. I mean, look at this. I mean, just look at this right here. There's plenty of tier lists out there that actually rank all the dungeons. Actually, it's probably not all dungeons. There's probably more that we can count from Zelda, but this looks like the majority of the dungeons and temples in Zelda. I'm going to be creating my own variation of a tier list. I'm going to be ranking dungeons in terms of how well I think I can beat them and how unrealistically I think I can actually beat that dungeon or temple. Now, there's a lot of dungeons and temples in Zelda, so it's impossible for me to go through every single one of them without, making this a 75-minute video. So I'll be going over the ones that I think are the coolest ones to review, aka the easiest and the ridiculously hard ones. And if you like the content you see today, please follow us on, Twitter, Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, TikTok, please. It means a lot to us. We just broke 1,000 and we love to even get more to create a fabulous community of you motherfuckers. All right, let's get started. Before you guys start sounding it off in the comments, I am fully aware that I am now rocking a boom stand instead of holding the mic. It is a new day, and yes, even though it is a new day, I am wearing the same outfit. That is called commitment to continuity, baby. More importantly, also, I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video that there is one rule to this ranking of dungeons and temples. Any power that Link needs in order to beat the game, so for example, Link in Ocarina of Time has the ability to travel through time, Majora's Mask, he can use the mask to become another being, or something like Link Between Worlds where he can become an actual painting by pressing himself against the wall. Any of those powers that are needed in order to beat a dungeon or temple, I'm assuming I will also have in this real life comparison. I'm not saying I'll be as brave or as powerful as Link. I'm just saying I have the same equipment and tool set that he has in order to beat these dungeons and temples. Now, with that out of the way, let's start ranking some dungeons and temples. Okay, first things first, I think we should start off with Thieves' Hideout from Link Between Worlds. Thieves' Hideout, to me, should be a pretty easy clap in real life, considering it's literally just that. It's just a hideout where thieves live. Like, I know there's enemies. There's a couple here somewhere. Like these little blue-looking ugly pig monster guys. But I feel like they can't be that challenging to beat. Boy! Considering how this is the 5th dungeon, I'd probably have done a lot worse leading up to this point. And the dungeon is pretty straightforward. It's probably the most linear dungeon in this whole video game. Also, the boss room is legit in the very first room that you enter, like right here. See that little square here, the little rug? That's the boss room. The moment you walk in, you hook a right, it's there. So realistically, I can become, you know, a graffiti thing like Link does against the wall and slide my way through the door and boom, at the boss. And the boss looks somewhat intimidating, but he's really not. I mean, you just have to apply yourself on that little shield he has and then get him from behind. He seems like a pretty stupid boss. Overall, I give this a Weenie Hut Jr. difficulty. I really don't think I'll struggle at all in this. It's not scary. It's not challenging. It doesn't make me feel like I will be fighting for my life. Okay, next I'm thinking we do Forest Temple. For those of you who played on the original N64, maybe you think that I might be reaching when I say this, but the Forest Temple would be insanely hard to get through. I mean, just think about how you have to get there first of all. You have to go through these woods over in the Lost Woods without getting lost. You also have to fight that gigantic behemoth of a monster guarding the pathway to the temple. Even leading up to the dude, actually, you have to fight the guys in that little maze path. He's not showing it, but there's dudes who will charge right at you in this little maze section. Look at that dude! He has a silky on! And then there's this gigantic dude. This right here, I'm walking away. I'm walking away. This guy right here, this whole man right here, this Zion Williamson looking dude? No. Let's say I land inside the temple. I do all that. First of all, these two wolves are already fucking me up. This one's going to eat my bottom half. This one's going to eat my top half. Then, moving through, the music. You think I'm casually strolling through this? You think I'm going to casually stroll to... To top it all off, I have to fight Ganondorf, essentially. This is like the warm-up to the final boss at the first temple. I'm not getting this done. No. This is a easily undoable temple. I wouldn't say it's the hardest one on the list, but it's definitely up there in terms of creepiness and just difficulty. I can't do this in real life. There's no way. And I gotta play ping pong? Nah, get out of here. I think we need to address the Shadow Temple. The Shadow Temple is just not okay. For those of you that have never played Ocarina of Time as a kid, or aka you had a very healthy childhood and your parents loved you, congratulations. You probably are not familiar with the lore behind the Shadow Temple, so just a quick little synopsis. It's split up in two. There's one part where you're young Link, 8 to 10-year-old around there, and you have to go to the bottom of a well to get some stuff, and that stuff results in then you being able to access the real Shadow Temple, which is you as an adult. So there's a young segment and an old segment. And the young segment alone is already traumatizing. It's called the bottom of the well. Keep in mind, I think Link is like 10 years old in this segment. 10 or 9, somewhere around there. This is just nightmare fuel for a kid. First of all, there's like blood-stained grounds. Like, whatever that is on the left is definitely not ketchup. That is definitely some blood going on there. More importantly, though, there's these guys. What is that, bro?
You better stop!
As a child, I have to fight that? Nah. Absolutely not. There's this segment where there's mummies. There's mummy redeads just chilling in tombs that I have to wake up and kill for a key. And then when they scream at you, they do that. No. Let's say, by some miracle, I get through the Shadow Temple as a 10-year-old, right? Then as an adult, I have to come back, go through the real Big Boy Temple, go through more creepy, crawly stuff, fight a bunch of these guys, while also trusting that my boots will just help me hover over floors, like right here. Also, the guillotines. I'm not even addressing the guillotines. What is that? What on earth is that? No. Just no. Absolutely not. I walk in the room and see this. No. That's it. Just kill me. Bro built like a D1 wide receiver with no wrist. And is that... What is Bongo Bongo? The Shadow Temple's not happening. Alright, to move on to a lighter note, I think we should talk about some Skyward Sword temples, because in my honest opinion, Skyward Sword probably has some of the easiest baby food temples known to the entirety of the Zelda franchise. I'm not saying that it's because like they're easy to solve, but like I really do think like half of them in real life, anyone can really get through them. Specifically Skyview Temple, dude. It's the first temple in the game, and it's pretty uneventful, dude. You walk in, bats, some webs. Well-lit area. This is more well-lit than my current recording studio. Yeah, the weapon is simple. It literally does the work for you. It just flies to your target. There's really nothing crazy about this temple. This fight is. But it's still just gear him, and he's just using 2 fingers. So I feel like I can get by in real life against a guy using 2 fingers. Wow, that sounds like a sexual innuendo. Okay, next spot, you can kind of argue it's not really a dungeon or a temple, but I mean, I'm pretty sure fans wouldn't be mad if I included it. Snowpeak Ruins, this is going to be a tough one to call, because Snowpeak Ruins from Twilight Princess is one of the 4 last places you have to go to before you end up fighting the final boss, right? Or the second to final boss until you find out it's Ganondorf, and then that whole thing happens. Regardless, in the game, this place feels difficult, yes, but Snowpeak Ruins is just a random house in the middle of Detroit, Michigan. I'm not wrong. And that's all it is. There are some enemies in here that look kind of hard to beat, like literally this Poe up here that's a spirit with a scythe. But that's besides the point. Remember, I have the abilities as Link in this. So technically, I have the ability to become a wolf, and I have the ability to see this. It's just a gigantic house with a bunch of different rooms in it, and you have to keep going back and forth. You trying to look for the right ingredients to make the right soup for his sick wife, who turns out to be the final boss. So hypothetically, if we just find the right ingredients early on, then we can just get to the wife immediately. This guy right here,
Super Mega Ultimate Last Final Fantasy Falcon Punch.
See, Link takes that to the face, I die. Yeah, she gets like possessed by a mirror and starts tweaking pretty bad. And then like, yeah, like, hear me out. If I just stab her before she transforms, it's just any other Midwestern wife from Minnesota. Assuming I stab her before she transforms, and assuming that I have the courage to get through a giant fat lizard man with a ball and chain, I'm still calling this doable. And yeah, I'm calling it doable. Just not as hard as the Forest Temple or the Shadow Temple.
Bruh.
Quick honorable mention to the Tower of the Gods, Wind Waker. The biggest handholding in this whole temple is the final fight. The boss is a joke. It's this guy with 2 giant hands with eyes on them, so I wonder what his weak point is. And all you have to do is shoot arrows at them. But get this, if you run out of arrows, he will shoot arrows out of his nose to help you. That's like if you had somebody break into your house and they ran out of bullets in their gun, and you say, wait, I'm not gonna call the cops. Yo, I got you. I got like 9 rounds in the closet. Go ahead and get that and shoot me right in the head. All good, bro. I see the vision. I fuck with it. You the one. Easy clap. Very forgettable segment, in my opinion, at least. Cool design. Like, it looks good, but let's be honest. In real life, this is an easy clap. The last place I want to talk about is the City in the Sky from Twilight Princess. Easily and arguably the hardest temple to do in real life. Next to probably Fire Temple or Shadow Temple. So for those who are not familiar with the City in the Sky, it's literally what it sounds like, a city in the sky. You must be asking yourself, Simon, how does one get to the City in the Sky? You have to go to Lake Hylia, meet up with a literal bozo. Like, I'm not joking, he literally is Bozo the Clown.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. Not this time.
He bangs a hammer on top of it for 3 days and 3 nights. You cannot pay me enough to get in the machine this man spent those 3 nights building. This still looks so untrustworthy. Once you get inside, this cannon gets on 2 legs and shoots you at terminal velocity to the skies above. You land in the City in the Sky. Land there. Link landed in the smallest pool of water I've ever seen in my life. You have to pray you land there. The City in the Sky has so many people I would not want to face as an enemy. There's those little pygmy rhinos with helmets on them. But more importantly, they're these guys. Nope. See, by then I already would have jumped off. I was Link. There's lizard men with wings, swords, and shields. Respectfully, the princess can choke on it. Let's say we keep going, right? We have to start climbing this tower. A damaged tower that if... Whoa. Was that a speedrun tactic? So, you have to climb this tower without falling to your death, because the reason why you fall to your death is that, remember, you are literally in the fucking sky. So if you fall down this tower, you're not hitting ground, you're hitting ground. Like the ground that you got out of the bozo cannon from. That's just... no. There's segments like this where you have to claw shot on these rusty looking plants and have to hope they support your weight. There's literally, I shit you not, tightrope segments. Tightrope segments. If I fall here... no! Once that's all said and done, you still have to fight the final boss. You have to climb this, get to this gigantic open field, and literally fight Daenerys Targaryen's dragon.
I did speak to him last night. He told me the whole story. It sounded like Safari 2.0. What I mean, Safari 2.0.
And then once you get through its first stage, it starts storming hard, like rain hard. And at this point, his armor falls off, which is pretty dope. But now I have to, as Link, climb these bullshit little side chicken coop netting things. And then get on these rusty plants, once again, assuming they can support my weight. And finally, claw shot on this dragon's back and stab my sword into it. Don't get me wrong, this is one of the coolest moments in any Zelda game. But I am not doing this. What? No! Anyway, those are all the temples and dungeons I can think of. Anything else, I feel like it's definitely not doable, but it's not as fun to mention in the video. Like the Deku tree inside of it in the beginning of Ocarina of Time, near impossible. I mean, you're inside a tree with stomach acid, and also Goma, the bug with an eye in it that you can only kill with a slingshot. I don't know if you guys have ever flung a slingshot. They're not the most accurate weapons. Any temple from Majora's Mask is an absolute no, because that whole game is just nightmare fuel. There's so many things in Zelda that I can't do. But I think we went over a good list of things that I think I can do, where I think I can easily clap, or things that are way above my pay grade. It's a good mix. Here's a tier list somewhere on the screen right here. This is the list that I came up with after reviewing all those dungeons and temples. So anyways, if you guys liked what you saw today, please, by all means, leave a like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, MySpace, email, newsletter. Also, check out our podcast, The Panic Room. We've been uploading there pretty recently. We actually just uploaded a mini episode at the time of this episode coming out. That mini will be up, so please, by all means, check that out. We upload there every week or two. And also check out the streams. I stream every week, usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, whatever game I'm feeling at the moment. Come by and say hi. Let me know, guys, what you think in the comments of the video. Hopefully you'll see my face more on this channel soon. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.